Hello, this is going to be a unscripted live commentary where I'm going to be playing through Five Dark in Monica's D-Sides. Yesterday I did the map Deathless, but I forgot to hit record, and I would like to share my strategies because that's one of my favorite parts of uploading these videos is just being able to put those strats out there and share that with people. I find that very fun, as I enjoy just watching videos to try to learn. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna go a bit more in depth and explain why I do what I do. So I guess let's just get into it. So starting off here, we just skip the cutscene and we just make our way into the temple. A couple of full jumps over here, and we are in. And now, so immediately off the bat here, we have this little obstacle here where you have to dash under, but regular dash won't cut it. You're going to want to do a demo dash for that, also known as a crouch dash. And for anybody new, you could just go into the options here, keyboard config, and you're going to want to make a crouch dash button. And I'm going to be referring to it as a demo dash, but it has many uses, and as we go on, I'll explain those to you. So you just demo through here, then you can just full jump against the wall there, and you're through. And then here we're going to be introduced to the gimmick here, where we're not going to be able to see. And we just do a regular dash through here, and jump up against the wall. Actually, here, I can do this. Also, since you could be playing on Everest, if you could be playing, I recommend you go into your mod options and turn on the debug mode, and that'll give you access to the debug map over here, and we can right click to put ourselves up here, and I can basically demonstrate to you what I'm doing so you can actually see. So just kind of demo through, simple as that. You can use your ears to be able to hear when you climb up a wall that makes a sound. And a lot of this is just kind of straightforward. I can just run through and do it while being able to see, and then I can do it again while being unable to see. Ooh, this is a particularly tricky room. I like to go diagonally here. It just gives you more of a window to make it through. Here, you're to do another demo dash here. Just that'll make you not have to worry about that spinner. Oh yeah, so let's run it through the way you would normally do it, and you're not going to really be able to see much, but you can look at my input display up in the over here. You got jump, and hopefully that should be self-explanatory. Also, that mod that lets me draw, that is from Auroras Additions. If you're interested, I'll put that and any other mods I mention in the description if you're interested. So just going along here. Unfortunately missed. It happens. It's early on enough where a mistake like that isn't too costly, but it can happen. Unfortunate, but we persevere. Here, I like to go when the spinner is about to go from right to left, so right about now. So this next checkpoint here is basically a big maze, and the way I go about it is basically to be efficient time-wise, but I do have a little bit of inefficiency to just be a bit safer, and I'll explain that when we get there. So I'm just going about collecting this key, going on through here. So we find ourselves over here. We do, I guess any dash matters, but we could dash once again. I want to head up here. So where paths kind of diverge a bit is over here, where also here you can use the momentum. I could show another shot when we come back here, but we are going to head backwards, and we're gonna go pick up this token over here so we could hit a switch, and then I will show you here. So we could just hit the switch and come back, but we are instead going to go down here, which we're gonna have to come back through here, but we're gonna want to go this way because there's a input on this path I find difficult. It's not that one, but we got some setups over here where it's just kind of self-explanatory. Here is a particularly interesting room. We've actually been here before, and I'll demonstrate what we're going to be doing here on the top. An important detail that I learned while playing this. So, first I'll demonstrate just how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go when that spinner makes it to the right side, and then watch. So, bunch of things just happened there, and I'm going to break it down. So when we go into this bubble, I'm going to fast bubble out of it, which is basically just pressing dash to make it start early. And what that allows me to do is dash immediately after like bubbling. I can dash like out of it. And you need to fast bubble, because if you don't fast bubble, I will show you what happens. You don't get enough distance, you will just crash into that. So that's no good. So you're gonna have to dash into this, fast bubble, and then dash up left basically as soon as you can. You can like buffer it, and then you're gonna want to get that like dash crystal, but not hold left. You can let go, and then you want to just do a demo dash, because let's see if I can die this way. That can happen. So you're gonna want to just hold your horses for a moment and make sure you don't crash into that, but you should be fine. And it's a bit trickier and scarier doing it when you're unable to see, but it's not too bad if you just know these things and you've practiced. Excellent. So now we get to make our way down here, and just gonna, nothing too fancy to explain here. I like to dash into here and then climb up. Gives me extra bit of height, so I don't have to worry about crashing into anything. And we get one of these switches over here, which we're going to make progress towards later. So now we're going to go back here once again. This could be avoided if you just go back over here, like you just go back up this way. But I think it's a bit, I prefer to just go to that harder path first, so I don't have to worry about getting killed by input later. And here I could show a concept, which we're actually going to see in the next turn. We're going to do a 5 jump here, where you've got basically 5 spikes here, or 5 tiles of spikes. And basically we're just going to hold crouch and just do a neutral jump, well, like a neutral climb jump. And we're going to buffer a jump, and that's going to give us a little extra distance, because otherwise you would just die. So you're just going to jump and then buffer that jump, and then look at that, we're over. Awesome. And here we are continuing through the room. There's a lot of things I'm not explaining. That's okay. I'm explaining the more technical stuff. If you can make it through the map, you should be able to understand what I'm explaining, but I'll try to explain stuff so even newer players can understand. So we're actually going to take that concept of 5 jumps, and we're going to use it right over here. We're going to do a 5 jump right when this spinner over here gets to like right around here, and that's going to allow us to clear over this evil spinner that will kill us. But if we do a 5 jump, we won't have to worry about dying to that. Oh, and I guess I should explain what happens after. We're going to go into this bubble, and we're going to go right, no fast bubble needed, but then we're going to dash down right, and then immediately try to like dash up. Alright, let's go put it in motion. And then here, that like dash upwards, it's just like a kind of for comfort, but it also happens to line up where you can just hold left. And then here we actually have another concept here. I actually don't know what this is called, but we're going to jump away from the wall. Just grab, hold right, and jump, and then kind of just let go. And that actually sets you that like sends you a like predetermined distance from the wall. And it's a very lenient like window of like being able to do that. Like this is a consistent movement, and we just do that, and like they'll perfectly like just be able to go through this gap. No worries about that whatsoever. In here, just going through. Now right here, I'm just gonna hold up and left. You don't need to jump off for this corner boost. And we're gonna dash up here, take refuge up here, and we're gonna go basically right after these things make a movement. We're gonna just drop down in the middle, hold down to fast fall, like that. Quite a generous window. So we are almost through this checkpoint here. We're just gonna go down here, grab this key, and then make our way up here, and we're gonna go deposit these keys. Now, a common mistake I would make while up here is just we need to grab this block to make it fall and then send it down there. But a common mistake I would do is just grab this block and then trap myself, and that's not good. We can't get out. So here's a way to get out. Just dash and then buffer a dash, and then you're gonna want to just look at this red thing, just kind of right here, and as long as Madeline's feet are within the red, I don't know the exact range, but you should be able to dash and make it out of there. And that's a good backup in case you make an easy to make mistake. You don't have to start all over, or panic about how you're gonna make it out of that like tricky situation with all those spinners in a tight space. So we're gonna make our way up here. I always forget, like, oh, I always like go left. You want to go up here, hit that. That's gonna open up that door over there, and then right over here, I like to, okay, I like to try to enter this bubble and hold right, when like this block here is basically kind of like lined up with like this spot of the wall. And like that will just kind of, okay, my time is a bit thrown off, but just like going around that time, it's better to be early than too late, because if you go too early, you'll just get sent in the wall. Go too late, you'll get crushed like that. Then here, you just want to not like that. Not sure how I managed that. You want to just dash up, hold right. That'll set up you perfectly for that. Did not have an embarrassing death over there. Great. We're doing excellent. We've got the last key we need. Unfortunately, I don't really have a fast way to go about this, so we're gonna kind of go up and down. We're gonna go make our way all the way up here and all the way back down for that red bubble, so we can move on to the next checkpoint. The next checkpoint is quite short. I like to walk off this block and then dash. You don't have to worry about any funny business. We're gonna use this momentum to get up here like that. Here we have some corner boosts, I guess. And when I jump out of these, I'm not going to be holding right. I'm just going to be holding neutral on my arrow keys and just doing a jump, and that will be able to get me right over these. Except for, you know, I did not hold up and right. Whoopsies. And then for this last one here, we just gotta go up and left, and then we don't need to hold anything at all, and we'll just be able to dash up once we just naturally boost over, just like that. Going through here, just dash down. I like to do that right dash there, that kind of sets you up, and then kind of explaining itself, not really too technical. Alright, so here we are, last room before entering the next checkpoint, and going into here, we're going to want to go into this bubble and hold down for a good while, because there's a secret over here. They're going to immediately get aggro to us, and we're just going to ignore them, and we're going to head over here, and we're just going to get out of the way of that seeker. Now, over here is where I do something particularly interesting. Here, I'm going to go show hitboxes, and use a Control B on with the CelesteTAS mod. So, what we want to do, actually before I turn that on, we want to just get in position here. So you want to be on the bottom like pixel of this ledge. You want to see, well, yeah, you want to see like Madeline's arm looking like this. That means you're all the way there. So what we're going to be able to see is if we wait here, this seeker is going to be able to get a line of sight on us. And we're just going to climb up. It does not matter where the seeker goes. If it has aggro on us, it's going to find its way over here. And when it makes its way over here, we're going to want to bonk its head. It's just going to go into our feet. We're going to go dash down and dash left. And we're going to go grab this key. And then from here, the seeker will actually just get that token for us. Now, right over here, you see this circle around this block here. We have to, if we are in that line of, if we're in that circle, and then also like here, like there are these like blocks. That's kind of like line of sight between us and the block. We want to be out of the radius of this when we go down. And how we're going to achieve this is we're going to do that motion where we just climb, jump away from the wall, get the set distance, and stay away from there. We actually want to hold on to this key. It's going to be quite handy later. And when I actually found this, I forgot about the key room that I ended up using later. So that was a happy accident. So we're just going to continue. I could turn off the hitboxes. They are no longer necessary. We're going to go over here, dash down out of this bubble, and find ourselves in the next room. And here we're going to take advantage of just room transitions is kind of giving you a consistent position when you like enter a room, and we are going to just instant super to the right, which is just jumping and pressing dash on the same frame. We're going to go into this bubble, head over here, we're going to go all the way up here, and we are going to watch for this spinner here. It is going to make its way down here, and then when it goes back up is when we are going to jump over to the spot, and then immediately after we're able to jump right and then left, and this dust bunny will have gone up and down, made its journey. We're not gonna have to worry about it. It's just gonna be like clockwork. Scary timing with the pausing. It's kind of scary, and I've thrown off my own timing, but I assure you, if you just play these like without constantly pausing and talking, it will be a lot fine, or than I make it look. So over here we actually have a couple of things we could do. When we go up here, we're gonna go through this bubble, and we're gonna dash right. And depending on where this fella is, we can either just, if it's up here, we could just land underneath it. But if it's somehow in our path and it's dangerous, we can land over here instead. And I don't know. I don't really know what's gonna happen. I haven't really labbed this part out, but surely it'll be fine. Okay, so we ended up having to do that. That's fine. It's actually not too bad. So here we're actually going to go set up again. Also crouching here. Crouching keeps you in place and allows you to like turn into like the sides. Helps just kind of just direct you where you need to go. We're going to do an instant hyper instead, where we're going to use the jump and demo key on the same frame. And we're just going to fly through this room, and we're going to do an up dash to land here. And then once this spinner here is out of the way, we are going to do an extended super into this wall with the momentum, and we're going to neutral jump over this and climb all the way to the top, and then do a right dash. And a number of different things can happen with that seeker, but typically that will always happen. Like there's different outcomes, but they will all just kind of be similar and in your favor if you do that. Just because the seeker's position has some variance, but with not even with any luck, it will just work out. Here, once again, we're going to do another instant hyper into this room, and I like to just go into here. Just like a safe setup. And then going into this next room, we're just going to jump and just kind of dash to the right, and that'll just set us up on a nice timing. It actually doesn't really matter all too much. You don't want to get the momentum from that switch block there. Now here is an interesting juncture where we have two different ways of going about this. Now the first one is my preferred method. I like to look at Madeline's feet here, and then once both of these like tan pixels are over the edge, that means we are in the prime position to do a extended hyper from this block. So we're just going to go turn around, and we're going to start dashing over here. And once these dust bunnies are out of our way, we're just going to go do an extended hyper and dash upright. Now, another way you can do this that Parrot Dash showed me is we're just going to go make our way back through here. Actually, I don't need to do that. That's kind of unnecessary. We could just go put ourselves here and align ourselves in this spot against the wall. What we're going to do here is we're going to do an extended hyper, but this one's going to be a little bit spicier. We're going to do an extended hyper into a demo at the top of our jump, and blink and you'll miss it. We're going to be zooming. The platform here really likes to corner correct us, and the crouch dash lowers our hitbox, so we're just going to kind of make it right under there. And we're actually going to do something very similar to that in this next room here, where I'm going to extend a hyper, not an instant hyper. We're just going to dash down right and then hyper as soon as we can, and then at the peak of our jump we're going to do a demo dash through some spinners, just as so. And then here is actually where this key comes in handy. I remember coming into this room having this key, is like, oh, this is fun, and then my key got used up. I was like, huh? What was that? So here we could just do a straight climb jump. We actually just go over the lip of this platform, over the spring, and we're going to go head back left. Our key is in there. That seeker can't get past this wall. We're not going to have to deal with this seeker. I much prefer not dealing with the seeker. And we're just going to go do the same motion again, except for to go head upwards. Now, there's two ways of going about this room. I found there's the way I was doing it for a while, and then there's a better method that I found. So what we're going to do is from this position, it's kind of a, screen says transition. This is a consistent position. We're going to go, this is not what I recommend, but it works. Just as a reference as to why the other method is better. We're going to dash up, we're going to dash upright, and then here we're going to neutral. Okay, pausing really messes me up, as it turns out. So we're just going to do it all in one motion. Neutral. Now that jump is dubious. See, it's like you don't want to deal with that. I'll show you what it looks like successfully. We're going to go here, neutral, another neutral. That's too much thinking. We're going to go back here, and instead we are going to dash up. We're going to dash right. We're going to jump left, jump right, jump left, and dash up. That was pretty slow, but you could do that fast, but like that just like consistently. First of all, I'll show it to you again because we haven't had enough this room. So you don't have to worry about hitting that spin over there. It looked close, but we're fine. And here we get to skip a bit of the climb. Not particularly necessary. I'm just more interested in skipping that seeker down there. So we're gonna do an instant hyper from here. And we're just gonna make our way through. Nothing to really explain here until the ending. Dash down twice over here. We're gonna do a wall bounce. Okay, so thing to mention. So when to go to this red bubble and how to over here. I like to go when the dust bunny on the right is up here. When that happens, you could just go in instant hyper. That's a good visual cue I enjoy, and hopefully I get this. That's a me issue. That's a me issue. Not making the best case for myself, I assure you. I'll make it work this time. Come on now. And we're through. And over here we have another callback to that mirrored section from earlier in the map. And here I would like to highlight another thing that Paradise showed me with the CelesteTAS mod. You could press Control N for simplified graphics mode. And here I'm just going to go through this mirrored area and show you how I go about it. So these are consistent motions here. We go against this block, we do it upright, let go, do the same motion here. Kind of self-explanatory. Here, upright, we're going to walk right, down dash, and then we're going to right dash here, crouch, and then we're going to do a full jump and hold right, and this will put us right here. We could just jump up, you could dash if you want, doesn't really matter. And then here we're going to do that consistent wall jump again, where we get in this position. That is not correct. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go off that with momentum. You want to wait a bit and then dash as soon as you land. Very unfortunate mistake. Very embarrassing. And then from here, we really want to do 2 quick dashes. You will have your dash from being that far off the block. You don't have to worry about that. Here, another room transition setup. We're just gonna go dash upright, down dash, and oh yeah, this isn't gonna work. Or never mind. If you go on the top part and like debug, this actually doesn't work, but this works down here because I think the dream block is a bit bigger. So we don't have any worries. It's quite scary being this slow on the screen, but it is fine. I'm gonna go up against this wall, dash, wait till you stop dash. Now, being able to turn off the graphics is particularly good for this room in case you get lost with these demo or the token blocks. This typically happens to be at the end. And I'll show you how I avoid getting lost here at the end. What I like to do is just, you get over here, you can just hug this wall and then just jump and dash, go here, turn around, dash up. So let's go back and let's go do that, but without being able to see you. Control N, turn the graphics back on, tighten up the graphics, Just making our way through once again, not being able to see. And our concepts end up working in practice. So here we're just going to want to keep up with the cycle, just kind of go one at a time, keep up. You want to dash a little bit later. Now here we're going to go wave dash into this, because it's just kind of easier. And then here, depending on your timing, you'll have to adapt to that cycle. Worst case, you could just continue going into that red bubble here like this, and just keep on looking until it works out for you. Going into here, we got another seeker. We're just going about our day. Do a neutral jump into that crystal. Jump up into the spring. Die, unfortunately. You hate to see it. You know, this has never happened to me before. That's quite troubling. I've got no answers for that. Unsure what I've done, but be on the lookout for that. That's homework for you to figure out. I think it's because I stopped climbing up. You just want to keep climbing up. Yeah, that might be it. Here, we're just gonna do like an upright here. We're gonna use our dash. It's a little spooky, but as long as you stay down here, the seeker should find us and be down here. We're gonna boost off that seeker's explosion, and then over here, we have an interesting little motion. We're gonna use another demo dash here. We're gonna climb up here, climb up to the top, and we're going to demo dash to the right, and we're gonna jump off of it. And that should take us over to a landing, or a place we could grab onto. And there, off that spring, we just do a jump to kind of just, it basically just sends us over the block and instead of overshooting. So we're through that room. We've only got 2 rooms left. So going into this room, I like to just spam down dash so we could just get a consistent cycle here. Take this top path. There's an invisible block there. Here you could just full jump and dash, and then get onto the top of this block. Very nice setup to get through those spinners over there. Now here, I like to go basically right when this dust bunny is like going right, or has just made it to the right. That's gonna make it so when we head over, it's gonna be in a good spot for us where we could just go crouch under it and not have to worry about it. Just take our time. Bada bing, bada boom. So now we have the last room here. It is a cassette room. We're going to be doing some demo dashes to get through some tight gaps, but not like specifically like, oh, you have to demo through this. It's more like, we're going to make this gap easier by doing a demo. And I'll let you know when. Demo right there. Go over here. We're going to demo again. Now over here, when we bounce off this wall and we're headed like downwards, we are gonna let go of down, so we're not going to land on that token block there. And we'll just be all set up to just kind of fall down. Don't have to worry about jumping off that block. It could be a little spooky because it will give you momentum. And then we're just gonna go dash right into that crystal, do a wall bounce, and then make our way up. Just like that. Now, coming up here, we've got some invisible cassette blocks, and depending on the pace you've played this room, there's going to be some dust bunnies up ahead, and if you're very consistent at just like getting here on a specific cycle, you'll know what to expect, but it's not too bad. Regardless, you just got to be ready to go or stay. Typically going is just the way to go. And here at the very end, we actually have one more instance where we're going to demo. Not just yet. We're going to just neutral jump off of this, and we'll bounce into this red bubble, and then go down left into here. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump and demo upright into this bubble, and that's going to Archie the bubble. I actually am not too familiar with the terminology, but basically this bubble is going to be a pixel higher up, and that's going to make this last wall bounce like a frame more lenient, I believe. So let's do it. Well done. Veiled Heart. 36 minutes on the dot. I think I've said everything I've wanted to say. There was a lot to say. Probably not everything, but I think the most important things relevant to this map and your time like playing it, and just the kind of the strat stuff made it out. I didn't explain like the super basics, like I don't know, like hypers and extended hypers, but you should be set. Hopefully you learned something new, and even if like you didn't learn anything about this map particularly, you learned concepts you can apply to other things. I've never done something like this before, explaining like in commentary. I just kind of yapped, didn't know what to do sometimes, but I appreciate you for making it all the way to the end here with me, bearing with me, and I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. And I've never done an outro before, so